It is always great catching up with my next guest, Neil Magny, who's back in action. UFC Fight Night next Saturday, going to be taking on Max Griffin. Neil, how's it going, man?
It's going great. How you doing?
Doing awesome. It's good to see you back and getting a fight. I know we haven't seen you since May of last year. I know you did the one grappling match in December, but for those who might not know, what's the reason for the layoff?
Just not being to get an opponent. It just kind of weird because I was getting called out left and right over the last 10 months. So to go 10 months without a fight was pretty frustrating on my end. I thought I had an opponent, and then things changed, and my opponent was fighting someone else. I thought I had an opponent, then allegedly someone was injured, and then they were fighting someone else. So it's just been this constant back and forth trying to lock down an opponent. But I finally got one set, finally got one scheduled, and here we are.
Now, obviously, I don't want to get anyone in trouble here. Are you able to say who the opponent is? If you can, at the very least, was it a ranked opponent? I don't know what you're allowed to say at this point.
Yeah, I literally had three ranked opponents and three ranked opponents that fell through. Like, it's been situations where like we both agreed to the fight, managers got involved, and it was like that, and somehow the fight fell through. So I'm not sure exactly what took place as far as like whether or not the camp thought it was a bad matchup, bad timing, bad rankings, wherever it may be, to make the fights fall through. But I had three ranked opponents and three fallouts back to back to back. So here we are.
Yeah, just some bad luck, I guess. Guess you're not breaking any mirrors, hanging out with any black cats or anything, right? Hopefully this all goes well. Actually, I talked to Max yesterday, so it seems like everything's a-okay with that, which is good. But obviously, you've been tied to Khamzat Chimaev forever, and this goes back to like I think even during the pandemic, you agreed to fight him, he agreed to fight you. It never came to fruition. Was there anything close to happening? I got to know that because I know for a while there, he didn't have an opponent. And I don't know what they were trying to do with the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, at one point I even heard that like Dana was like actually going to make the fight happen, and then like there was some alleged visa issue that caused the fight not to be able to happen, or it was making it kind of shaky on making that fight happen, and then it fell through. So here we are again, back at the drawing board, trying to get someone locked in for a date, and finally I was able to get Max Griffin. So here we go.
Do you think that fight's cursed? Because it seems like this is this dragon you keep chasing and it doesn't come up. And obviously now he's fighting Gilbert Burns.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's more so about business than fighting. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that Chimaev would actually take that fight. But at the end of the day, I think it was more of a business move as opposed to just going out there and fighting anyone. If I had the chance to fight number two guy instead of number eight guy, screw number eight guy, I'm fighting number two guy. So I can't fault him in this camp for making that decision at all. At that point, it was just business.
Well, do you think it was also a little bit strange that he fought a guy that you already defeated? Like, if you guys have agreed to fight, you're ranked higher. Do you think that was a little odd that he fought Li Jingliang, who you defeated during the pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely thought that one was weird. Like, at that point, I was like, all right, cool. No one's willing to fight this dude. I'll do it. Dana acknowledged it. UFC acknowledged it. Everyone acknowledged it. And said I was the only one willing to fight this guy. And then I was not booked for a fight. I was wide open asking for a fight. He and the guy I had agreed to fight each other. And I was like, oh, here we go. This is the fight to make. They're going to make it happen. And then I saw that he was fighting a guy who I previously beat. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, what is going on there? But like I said, man, like there's so many crazy things that happened over the last couple of months that I can't explain. I'm just glad I finally got a fight here.
Yeah, no, we are too. And just last thing, again, this isn't going to be the whole interview about him, but just his thoughts on his win over Li Jingliang. He made quick work. He looked very impressive, but again, it's someone you've already beat.
Yeah, I mean, he did great. Like for me, when I fought Jingliang, I was out there having fun. I was trying some takedowns. I was trying some different ground and pound strategies. I was trying some jumping stuff. I was literally out there just having fun against Jingliang. I literally tried some everything in that fight. He went out there, got right to work, and took him out early. So hats off to him. But it didn't necessarily show me anything more or less of what he's made of or he's capable of. It's still that question mark about like how he actually performs against a tough opponent. So in that particular fight, we're right back to where you were.
And how do you think he'll do against Gilbert Burns? That fight's coming up here pretty soon. First, top 5 opponent that he's competed against. Burns has got a lot of experience. He's good everywhere too. Good stand up, good ground game. How do you think that fight plays out?
I think he plays out pretty well for Chimaev, if I'm being honest. I mean, when it comes to the range and wrestling ability, I feel like he definitely is able to get an advantage there. I mean, Gilbert Burns is definitely phenomenal on the ground, but getting a high-level wrestler to the ground may be very difficult for him, especially one with a significant reach advantage. So I definitely see the odds working in favor of Chimaev, but who knows? At the end of the day, the fight's a fight.
Yeah, but if I gave you $500, who you putting your money on?
I'll probably pocket 400 and put $100 at Chimaev.
There you go. I like. Hey, that's smart. That's smart. Good business move. Smart with your money there. I like it. Let's talk about Max Griffin. Not a ranked opponent, but I'm sure a bit excited about the style matchup. Max is not a guy that's gonna turn this into a boring fight. He's always in exciting fights. What was your initial thoughts on getting the fight with Griffin?
I was excited. I mean, at this point in my career, any motion moving forward is good motion for me. So this is a ranked opponent, unranked opponent, different weight class, whatever it may be. If I can still take a step in the right direction, which is towards the title shot and becoming a world champion, then I'll do that. I know there's a lot of slack or I thought that comes with me fighting Massacre, the fact that he's a unranked opponent, but I think he's right there. He just beat Carlos Condit. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He's one of the few guys that are actually willing to step up and take the fight against me. So there's definitely a lot of respect for him doing that and moving forward. So for me, I feel like it's up to me to go out there and perform to the best of my abilities and not necessarily worry about what he's able to do or not do.
How are you looking at this from a style perspective? We know he's got good stand-up. He's got a good ground game. He's pretty well-rounded, I think, overall. How are you looking at this from just a purely style perspective?
These are the kind of fights I like. I mean, the guys that are pretty well-rounded because it makes for an exciting fight. I don't care where this fight ends up. I feel like they still make it exciting and still go out there and do some great things. And if we stay standing, great. I'm going to have a great time standing up with them. If it turns into grappling, I have a great time grappling with them. I just feel like the fight like this, where both guys are super well-rounded and good everywhere, creates for a lot of excitement.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Training camp, anything different for this one? I mean, you're at one of the best camps in the world. You got Gaethje, you got, everyone. Drew Dober, who just picked up a nice win. Who are some of the main guys you've been working with ahead of this fight?
Just staying with the crew for this one. I mean, my last fight, I spent some time on Philly training with the guys that out there, like Sean Brady and those guys. But for this camp, I just kind of predominantly just stayed home, not because I didn't necessarily need the extra work outside, but I felt like I had a lot of bodies to mimic what Max brings to the table here at home. So I figured I just stayed home for this fight and train at home.
What was the connection to Philly and training with Brady? I was curious. Did you guys know each other before, or how did that come together with you getting to train with him?
That literally took place probably 5-6 years ago now. I just happened to go out there for I have family that lives in Philadelphia, and I was out there for quite a bit of time. I think it was like a week or two, and I just started Googling different places to train, and came across Daniel Gracie, Philadelphia's academy, and I just kind of stopped in and went there to train for a bit. And at the time, he was the CFFC champion, whatever, and it was just great training. It was a great vibe, great training atmosphere. Training with him, Jeremiah Wells, and some of the other guys in the team was just overall some of the best training I had, and I've been all over the world to train. So I just felt like it was good to keep that relationship going still and build off of that and kind of help each other accomplish their goals, so to speak. So I was pretty fortunate to establish that relationship out there.
Weight cut, I imagine that's going well. You don't miss weight, even though you're a pretty big guy for the weight class. Everything going A-okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I mean, Zach Kruger just got back from the Ultimate Fighter, and he's been raving on how he put on 30 pounds over the last 6 weeks by eating 2 ribeyes a day. I'm like, damn, dude, that sounds great. And ever since he mentioned ribeye, I couldn't stop eating it myself. And I'm over here eating literally 8 to 10 ounces of ribeye a day, and I'm somehow still losing weight. So weight cut's going great. I feel good. Energy levels are great. Mine's in a good spot, so I'm feeling great at this point in camp.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
The OG coaches, Cody Donovan and Christian Allen.
Love it. And how's this one playing out here? Max, a pretty tough guy to put away. What's your prediction for the fight next Saturday?
I'm going to go out there and get it done. I'm going to go out there and put Max Griffin away. I know it's a difficult task. I'm setting the bar high for myself, but I feel like I'm more than able to go out there and get it done. So I'm going to go out there and execute.
We talked about the layoff going into this one. Where does a win, especially a finish over Max Griffin, sort of put you in the grand scheme of things? We mentioned him not being ranked, but again, he's got a lot of momentum coming into this fight on the win streak.
Any step forward is a step in the right direction for me. So if beating Max Griffin moves me on one spot in the rankings, then for me, that's a win. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we got to see Islam go against Bobby Green, and he went from number 4 to number 3 after that fight. Bobby Green was an unranked opponent with some height behind him, and he still moved forward. So I feel like a dominant win over Max Griffin definitely moves me forward in the rankings. So that's what I'm going out there to do.
And remind me again, how many more fights do you have left on your contract?
Oh, fresh 5. This is fresh 1.
You got a new contract. Congrats, man. When did that happen?
Yes, so going into this fight, I was assigned a new fight by doing UFC. So I'm excited to start like going through that contract and make my way towards my goals now.
Hubbard's wedding. I heard I spoke to Curtis Blaydes, your buddy, last week, and he said it was a good time, even though you got this fight coming up.
Man, it was a great time. Even though we were in training camp, it was cool to just kind of break away for a couple of days, just kind of get some much needed rest and recovery, and then just celebrate a pretty big event in Austin's life. I mean, to see what he did this past weekend or a couple weeks ago in Mexico, and like it takes this such a big step in life. It was pretty cool to be a witness to that. So I was super excited to be a part of that wedding, and felt honored that he felt that I should be a guest at that wedding. So it was cool to experience that wedding a couple weeks ago.
Did you get to have at least one margarita or pina colada down there, or was it all water the whole time?
No, like, I got to mix it up and have some of the sugary drinks. No alcohol, but some of the sugary drinks.
Okay, well that's good at least. Yeah, because they got some good fruits down there, which is great. And kind of on that note as well, you and Curtis are going to be on the same card. Obviously, Curtis is headlining the card against Chris Daukaus. Remind me, have you and Curtis fought on the same card before? You definitely haven't fought, I don't think, when he was a main event, or have you?
No, this is the first time Curtis and I we fought in the same card together, and that itself brings a whole other level of excitement. I mean, I love fighting on the same card as a teammate because it's just this is a different energy it brings to the locker room. Like you're getting ready for a fight, you kind of feel comfortable backstage, and then there's that little bit of pressure that you put on yourself. Well, I can't be the guy that comes back to the winning locker room with a loss, so I got to go out there and make sure I get it done. So
Yeah.
Getting that little mental edge, a little mental push, to kind of like force you to go out there and give a little bit more is pretty exciting.
Good stuff, man. We're looking forward to it. It's got Fight of the Night written all over it. March 26th, UFC Columbus. Neil, thanks so much for doing this, man. Always a pleasure. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, man, I appreciate talking to you as well. Just make sure you guys follow me at Magny_170 on all social media platforms. And I look forward to talking to you after this fight. So how great the fight was.